Hi everyone, here we are looking at our story of Beware of the Bears for Tuesday's reading. Today when we're reading the story, we're going to be stopping at words that are a little unfamiliar to us. We may have heard of them before, but we might not know what they mean, or they might be a totally new word that we've never heard of before. So we're going to be looking at those and thinking about what they mean. You need to be listening carefully because later there's an activity that you need to do to match some of the words from this book to their meanings. Okay, so let's get started. Beware of the Bears, written by Alan MacDonald. He is the author. And the illustrations have been done by Gwyneth Williamson, which means she drew the pictures. Let's have a look. When the three bears saw what Goldilocks had done to their little cottage, they were hopping mad. Hopping mad is the words that I want us to stop and have a look at before we read any further. What do you think the author means when they've written they were hopping mad? We know what mad means and we know what hopping means, but I wonder what it means when they're put together. Have a little think to yourself what they might be meaning. I think it's just an expression that the author has used to say that they're very angry about something. They're very cross. Okay, let's keep reading. Their porridge eaten, chairs broken, beds bounced on. Go after her. Find out where she lives, ordered Daddy Bear. Baby Bear jumped on his scooter and sped after Goldilocks. In no time at all he was back. She lives on the far side of the forest, panted Baby Bear. And what's more, she's just gone out again and left her door unlocked. Good, said Mummy Bear. What are we waiting for? Let's see how she likes having uninvited guests. There's another word I want us to talk about before we move on with our reading. Uninvited. Do you have any idea about what that word might mean? You might have heard the word invited. Can you see that smaller word inside that bigger word? Or the word invite. If you invite someone to your party, you're asking them to come to your party. If someone is uninvited, that means the opposite. They are not welcome to come. So to have uninvited guests means people who come to your house or to your party that have not been invited. All right, let's keep reading. Baby Bear led the way through the forest to Goldilocks' cottage. The door was unlocked just as he'd said. On the breakfast table were several open packets. I'm going to stop here again. There's a word that I want us to talk about in that sentence. Can you see the unfamiliar word in that sentence? Yeah, I'm looking at the word several. Can you see that word as well? We need to think about what that might mean. On the breakfast table were several open packets. I think they're talking about the packets of cereal that I can see. There, Baby Bear's got one, Mum's got one, and there's one still on the table. So what do you think that word might mean if there were several open packets? And we've just counted 1, 2, 3 of them. I think that several might be a word that's used to describe a group of things. Several means more than two, because when we're talking about a group of two, we might talk about a pair or a couple. But when we're talking about a group that's bigger than two, but not heaps and heaps, we might just say there are several open packets. Like we might say there are several children away today in our class because there's only, 3 or 4 away. So that's what the word several means. More than two, but not heaps. This isn't porridge, sniffed Mummy Bear. Baby Bear read the labels. Wheatos, Munch Flakes and Puffo Pops. Sounds all right to me, said Daddy Bear. Pour away, baby-o. These Wheatos are too sweet, said Daddy Bear. These Munch Flakes are too noisy, said Mummy Bear. But these Puffos are just right, said Baby Bear. catapulting a spoonful towards Daddy Bear. I bet you found the unfamiliar word in that sentence. Catapulting. Is that a word that you've heard of before? Or is it a brand new word for you? So a catapult is something that people use to launch things into the air or to move them through the air. So if Baby Bear is catapulting a spoonful of cereal, they're talking about the way he's doing it. So have a look at here, the way he's holding it. He's got the handle in his hand and he's got his finger on the top of the spoon and it's full of cereal. He's going to pull that spoon back a little bit and then let it go quickly, and that will catapult the cereal through the air. It will make the cereal launch into the air. All right, let's keep reading and see what happens. A Puffo Pop hit Daddy Bear in the eye. He sent back a spoonful of Wheatos, and they splattered all over Mummy Bear's best blouse. It's another interesting word, Mummy Bear's best blouse. So we know that we're not in the bear's house. So a blouse can't be something in the room that belongs to Mummy Bear because it's not their house. So when it says Mummy Bear's best blouse, we know that they're talking the blouse must be something that belongs to Mummy Bear. Well, the only thing that belongs to Mummy Bear are the things that she's wearing at the moment, because everything else in that house is not theirs. They've come into someone else's house. So I wonder what the word blouse could mean. Look at the picture. Can you see where the cereal has landed on Mummy's blouse? Yeah, that's right. It's on her shirt or on her top. So a blouse is a type of shirt. Okay, let's keep reading. Soon cereal was flying left and right till the carpet, the walls and the ceiling were dripping with brown goo. Baby Bear turned on the radio. Let's dance, he squealed. Mummy and Daddy Bear tangoed on the table. Tango is a style of dancing. This table's too slippy, said Daddy Bear. They did the cha-cha round the curtains. Cha-cha is another type of dancing. These curtains are too rippy, said Mummy Bear. But this sofa's just right, squeaked Baby Bear. So they all jumped on the sofa and did the bossa nova until they went right through it. Oh dear. Next, the three bears looked upstairs. There were lots of things to try in the bathroom. The shaving soap's too soapy, grumbled Daddy Bear. This toothpaste's too minty, gargled Mummy Bear. But this bubble bath is just right, murmured Baby Bear from beneath a mountain of suds. All right, here we come, said Mummy Bear. Splash! They are having fun. They had a splashing time in the bath, and once they were clean and the bathroom was a mess, off they went to the bedroom. These pajamas are too tight, said Daddy Bear, bursting the buttons. This mattress is too lumpy, said Mummy Bear, bouncing up and down. But these pillows are just right, said Baby Bear. Just right for a pillow fight. Baby Bear biffed Mummy Bear. Mummy Bear whacked Daddy Bear. Pillows burst, filling the air with clouds of feathers, till suddenly Daddy Bear stopped. Listen, he said. I hear someone. Quietly, the three bears crept downstairs. Goldilocks was in the kitchen. Gleefully, Daddy Bear, Mummy Bear, and Baby Bear watched from behind the door. There's an interesting word in that sentence that I think we need to talk about. Have you spotted it? Yes, I'm looking at the word gleefully. So Mummy Bear, Daddy Bear, and Baby Bear are watching gleefully from behind the door. Well, let's look at them. Daddy Bear's got his tongue sticking out. Mummy Bear is covering her face like she's trying to stop herself from laughing, and Baby Bear has a huge big smile on his face. They all look very happy with themselves, don't they? They look like they're having a bit of a joke. So do you think you know now what gleefully might mean? They were watching gleefully from behind the door. I think we could use the word happily as a synonym for the word gleefully. They're watching Goldilocks happily from behind the door, knowing that they have played a joke on her, the way that she had messed things up when they came to their house. Let's keep reading. Goldilocks gasped when she saw the cereal splattered all over the walls. Her eyes grew large when she saw the ripped curtains and the gigantic hole in the sofa. Have you heard that word gigantic before? You might have used it in your writing, perhaps. If your teacher has said, think of a better word for the word big, and you thought of another word, because that's what gigantic means. It's another word that we use for the word big. Oh dear. She whistled when she saw the bathroom flooded with water and decorated with shaving foam. Next, Goldilocks went into the bedroom. She stared open-mouthed at the sea of feathers and the burst bed springs. Then suddenly the three bears jumped out from behind the door. "Surprise!" they all shouted. "We thought we'd pay you a visit," added Mummy Bear. Goldilocks looked at them, then at the room, and to the bear's astonishment she threw back her head and laughed until her hair shook like golden springs. There's an interesting word on the first line of this page. To the bear's astonishment. What do you think that means? You can probably tell from the look on the bears' faces if we use the picture clue there. They are not really sure what's happening, are they? To the bear's astonishment, I think we could use the word surprise there. They're a bit surprised at her reaction, why she would be laughing when she saw the mess that they'd created. So if they're feeling astonished, it means that they're feeling really surprised, that they can't really believe what they're seeing, why someone would be laughing like that when they've seen that mess. So the bears really can't believe their eyes. They're very surprised. She threw back her head and laughed until her hair shook like golden springs. "But aren't you mad at what we've done to your house?" asked Daddy Bear. "My house? Oh, this isn't my house," giggled Goldilocks. "But it must be," said Baby Bear. "I saw you go in." "Oh, that," said Goldilocks. "The door was open, so I thought I might have a nose around. I'm always sneaking into other people's houses. I only came back because I left Teddy behind." Cheeky Goldilocks. A nose around. She said, "So I thought I'd have a nose around." What do you think that might mean? If you're nosing around, do you think it's a good thing to do if you're nosing around something? Basically, nosing around means that you're looking around in places that you shouldn't be. So if mum or dad or nan or someone has hidden your birthday present and you go nosing around in her cupboards looking for it, then that's not good, is it? That's what we call nosing around, when you're looking in places where you know you shouldn't be. All right, let's find out what happens. Then, if it's not your house, whose house is it? Asked Daddy Bear. "Oh, help!" squeaked Baby Bear, looking out of the window. I think Baby Bear has just found out whose house this is. Can you see who's coming in the front door of the house while the bears are running out the back? Beware of the big bad wolf. Oh no, They have just messed up the big bad wolf's house. Didn't belong to Goldilocks at all. Oh dear. I wonder what the wolf is going to have to say about this. All right, well done everyone. Thanks for thinking about those unfamiliar words with me. Now you can go back to today's activity on our Google Classroom, or you can click on the link and that will take you there. And your job is to match some of those words that we've talked about today in our story to their meaning. So if you go back, there'll be an explanation for you on the slideshow, okay? Good luck with that. I know you're going to do a great job. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.